What's going on, everybody? It is your man, Cleveland Terry. And if you've been watching my show, if you've been watching Wake Up in Cleveland or any of my Twitch shows or even my YouTube streaming shows, you'll know that I use a very specific set of lights. Now, the good people over at Apelabs decided to help me out. So they sent me a full package of lights. Now, if you notice right now, the lights are blinking. That is because they are in sound active mode. Now, I keep my lighting at around this pink color, and I have them strobing and flashing to the music, to the sound, and that's how I get my vibe. So now they're all in static mode, and now they're just gonna stay the same color and offer me a really nice presentation mode. Let's talk a little bit about these lights. Now, what's special about these lights? Well, first off, the most important thing is they are battery powered lighting. That's right, you don't need to plug them in. You can put them anywhere you need to, and they are going to last for a lot of hours. I mean, I think I've used these, they probably run somewhere around 8 hours depending on which thing I'm talking about. So we're gonna talk a little bit about them, but just so you know right off the bat, they are dynamic. They do have multiple colors that you can change to just using this remote. So we're gonna change the color real quick, just so you can see what I'm talking about. As you can see, we're changing the colors. They're all being affected. They're all talking to one another. Now, that's kind of the key to this whole setup here. They're smart lighting. So they all talk to each other when you're in dynamic mode and the lights are kind of flashing and you're in sound active mode and they're all talking to one another. They're talking to one another, trying to establish how they're gonna run their programs. So when the lights are moving, and let's put that back on real quick. When the lights are moving, they are talking to one another. They're saying, okay, the Apelabs sticks, you're gonna stay on, you're gonna flash. And when you flash, the maxis are gonna stay on static mode. And then we're gonna flip them and it's gonna create a real nice dynamic program without you actually having to do anything. And that's the key here. You don't have to do anything. So let's put them back in static mode. So they're there. Let's get this set up so I can show you exactly what they look like. Hold on. There we go. Much better. Okay, let's take a look at these things now. Okay, so here we have our package, at least the package they sent me. So let's talk a little bit about what each one does. Now, this is called an Ape stick. As you can see here, it is a full-on aluminum build LED light source. They're all smart, so they all have their own circuitry built into the system to allow them to talk to one another without the need for like a DMX system. But you can have a DMX, and we'll talk about that in a minute. They all have these magnets here that allow you to put them on lighting. As you can see here, this guy is just on the magnet, it's just sitting on the metal. So that makes it super easy to just kind of put it wherever you want to put it. Makes it nice and clean, no wires hanging out everywhere. So let's put that right here. Then we have your standard uplight, battery powered. It has a really nice clean metal build. Everything is metal constructed. I just need to point that out there. So when you set these down somewhere, they're gonna look really clean, weighty too. You're not gonna be able to really just kind of kick these around. There's a nice weight to them. Then we have our light can, which looks a little bit like a Red Bull can, about the same size as a Red Bull can. Now, we'll talk about those in a minute. Next, we have what they call their coin bank. Coin bank, these are all non-battery powered, USB powered setups. So you can plug these into any USB source and they will provide the same lighting as your Ape can, but now you can find kind of tricky places to put these. I don't use these too much just because that typically requires me to plug them in somewhere. These are called the Ape coins, and this is the coin bank that holds them together. And then you can use this as kind of another form of an uplight. Of course, you do need to have some sort of a battery power to run them. If you have something like a power bank here, you can actually run these all from this little battery bank that can just sit anywhere. They're very low wattage, low voltage, so this will last for a super, super long time. All the lights have this circuitry right here. And this circuitry, this is what talks to all of the other devices. It's a very, very smart light. Okay, Next thing we want to talk about here is the Apelabs DMX wireless controller here. Now this wireless controller is, just like everything else, battery powered. So you don't need to have anything plugged in. If you plug this stuff in before you leave for the event, you can run wireless the entire evening. That's really, really cool. It is a single connection device. Now, although the wireless DMX is controlled via app, you still have the hardwired DMX in and out. That means that you can run whatever you want through here, and it'll talk to this device, and the device will talk to all of the other wireless systems. Again, there's no DMX on any of these things, but you don't need the bridge in order to run the lights effectively. The lights have really, really good programs that will run on their own without the need for this. This is really only if you want to get really, really specific about what you want the lights to do. You want to program your own lights. You want to run them through sound switch. You want to run them through your own DMX controller. That's what this will do. You can run their Apelabs app right from your iPad, and I'll show you what the iPad app looks like. Now the app is very, very simple in the way it looks, but it's very, very powerful. So let's turn this guy on. There we go. As you can see here, the Bluetooth light is active because this is how this talks to the device, by Bluetooth. You have your standard groups here. If you want to run a preset, you can run all your preset colors right here. If you want to run a custom color, you can do that and then save the color into your system so you can always recall it. Drop down to here, you got your blackout mode. You have your actual dimming from 100 to 0, and then you have the speed of your color changing strobe, etc. Then you have your music, which basically means that it's going to take your audio from whichever device you want. So you can have your audio set to the lights, which means these guys right here will all listen for audio and then activate based upon that, or you can do it from the actual app, which means that it's taking the audio from your iPad as the main controller and then talking to everything else. So let's do a little demo here and let's check it out. So let's turn off the blackout. Right now they're set to whatever I was running before, but I can easily just click on any of these colors and it will change. So right now it's supposed to be on blue, but they're not talking. So let's hit red and they all turn red. They all turn blue. They turn pink. They turn green. They turn back to white. Again, if I want to manually adjust certain things, like say for instance, everything's white, but I want to have the color washes be a different color. And I think those are on 1. So I can do that. And now the color washes turn to red, turn to blue, etc. Go to the ape sticks, change those, and we change those colors. But they can all be set up independently. Now, you can run everything like you normally do. So I can go over here and load the preset, and you can see the flashing is set to 0, but I can move this up and the lights changed depending on the speed of it. Now I'm at 100 because I'm only on group 4. The sticks are the only thing that are changing colors. If I want them all to change colors, I just click this group and then they start to run. Now, because they were set to their own colors before, they're going to stay that way. As soon as I select another color, they're all going to change to that main color. I can dim these all the way to basically off. So if you have a place and they're like, it's too bright, turn them down. I can turn them down this way. And then I can black them out just at the click of a button and they all go off. Now, as far as sound is concerned, I can go back to this. I can hit the lighting or the app. So we're gonna do lights first. Now, as you can see, we're talking here. They're not really changing. I talk a little louder, they change, okay? Turn on the WAP, which the microphone is closer to me. And now they're really gonna go off more. And that's because the microphone for the iPad is located down here closer to me. I can change the colors just by going into the presets, or obviously I can do that. And now they're gonna flash just from that color, or I can go into the presets. I can select a specific blue, or if I have one saved, I can do that. If I wanna go to like a dance color system, I can then go to any of these: blue, red, magenta, white, blue, white. Let's go to blue, white, and you can see they're constantly flashing those colors. If I go to rainbow, now we have all the lighting changing colors throughout the time. I'm gonna increase this. So the flash is going more and they're just kind of changing on their own speed, but they're all talking to one another. So you have a lot of colors here. But again, I can go here and pick a color that I want, like say this guy right here. And let's turn this off. Save the color, name the color whatever I want. I'm gonna call this, you know, cyan. Hit save, and then when I go into presets, there is my cyan right here. And then as soon as they're like, okay, dinner's ready, I can go back to my presets and change that to this color right here. The power is in the groups. And this app might seem super, super simple, but incredibly powerful. You can always run these through a sound switch for your own controller and really, really get deep and down and dirty with them. It will work just fine. This will just start to read, which you'll have to go obviously wired in, sound switch or your whatever controller you're using into the DMX-N, and then you can control the way it works. I haven't used those with the sound switch yet, but I believe Mojax is using them and I've seen those. I know they work properly. I want you to notice one thing. You see this ring around me right here? All of the Ape cans have this kind of different setting here. A lot of guys use these and these behind their front boards because it'll create a nice little shape and it'll give your front board a little more texture. But as I said before, you can change these with these guys, and you can decide how you want the rim to look just by switching out the lenses here. I do want to point out that these Ape cans do require their own rechargeable AA batteries, and they do require 6 batteries in order to run, 6 high-powered AA batteries. These are not included. You're gonna have to buy these on your own, but you can get them from Amazon for really, really cheap. The Ape cans have this little screw-in area here, and let's turn these off. So you can take one of these guys like so, then you can screw it in into the base, and then you can throw that like so, and now you can have a pin spot. My favorite thing, of course, is the Ape 6, because the Ape 6 are really, really flexible. I use these for behind me when I'm DJing on my show. I use these for product videos because they add a nice, cool little soft LED light around them, and it makes for a really nice, clean shot. And there's so many uses for these, so many uses. The most important part is because they are magnetic. If you don't want to run this, you can turn this guy off. You can go right back to your remote. You can turn them on like so. Your remote has all of the groups that it had before. It's got the ability to change the colors, the dimming right here, your power button, your sound activation, the speed, which is just like here, the speed of how they flicker, and then you can manually adjust the groups like so. If you want to have them all, you hold the group down, and then you have your static light right here. This is one of my favorite systems. I didn't know that I was gonna love this system until I started using this system, but let me tell you, it's a fantastic system. If you're looking for some sort of wireless battery-powered lighting, look no further. You need to check out Apelabs, and I'll leave a link to their website in the description. All right, guys, if you found what I said here useful, hit that like button. If you found what I said here really useful, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow me on the Instagrams and the Twitters. Let me know what you're using. Let me know if you're using the Apelabs. Let me know what you think about these. Always a pleasure. If I don't talk to you later, we'll talk soon. Peace.